my creative toolbox. I've been loving this series here. I'd really love to create inside of Topaz Studio 2. And I'm leaving a link in the description below for this image so you can download it and follow along with me. This is going to be a really fun episode. We're going to make this really cool piece of art. I'm going to show you some new strategies here for working inside of Topaz Studio 2 to make art. And there's nothing out there on this planet that can give you this kind of creative flexibility like Topaz Studio 2. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do with this image is I think I want to crop it. I'm not really happy with this crop. So you can either come up here to the toolbar and click on your crop tool icon, or you could type C to get up your crop tool. And I'm going to go to my presets up here, and I'm going to crop this to an 8x10 crop right here. So I'm just going to click on that, and then we can just move this around and get it cropped the way we like it here. Going to pull that in a little bit. I'm going to come up in on this book just a little bit at the bottom. I think that looks good. And maybe I'll just give it a little more room up at the top up here. I think that's looking nice. Now you can either click this check here, or you can hit your return key. I'm just going to click this check to accept the crop. Now you can have your delete crop pixels checked here. It'll delete the crop pixels, and that's generally what I like to do, but that's totally up to you. So I'm just going to click this. If you're happy with your crop, just go ahead and click on delete crop pixels. If not, uncheck it. That way you can come back and change it. Okay, but there you go. I think that's a good crop. Next thing I want to do is duplicate the background layer. Command or Control J, depending if you're on a Mac or PC. I'm going to send this into Adjust AI. So I'm coming up to Filter, Topaz Labs, and we're going to go to Adjust AI. I just want to see if I can get it to look a little more punchier here. A little more defined. I'm going to click on Standard. Let this render out and see what we get. Yeah, that's looking better. It's a little too colorful for me. So I think what I'm going to do is pull back on the saturation. I just want kind of a soft image, but I want it a little more defined. Let's click on the split here so we can see. Here's the before and here's the after. But see how nicely the define, or not the define, but the Adjust AI is just gave it a little bit more punch. And it's just a little more clear in my opinion. And I think that looks good. I'm just going to go ahead and accept that. That's all I'm doing here. I'm clicking apply. And that brings us right back into Photoshop. And now we have to figure out where we're going to go next. Now I think we're ready to have some fun. So let's do a Command or Control J to duplicate our background layer again so we can work non-destructively. Come up to Filter and let's go into the creative toolbox of Topaz Studio 2. Let's get lost in the land of Topaz Studio 2 for a while. I'm going to try here some different filters. So I'm going to click Add Filter, and this is one I don't use a whole lot, but I'm experimenting more and more with it, and that is AI Remix here. And I've already played around with this image a little bit, and I did find a preset in here that I liked, and that was Urban Art, I believe it was. So I can just come here to the little magnifying glass and click this, and I'll just type Urban, U-R-B-A-N, and there it is. I could type art, but it's right there. So I'm just going to click on that, and there we go. Isn't it beautiful? We are done. No, I'm just kidding. I changed the blend mode here to luminosity, so we're only dealing with the colors of our image here. And let's see, I'm going to pull my opacity back because that's way too much. I'm going to pull the opacity back to about a 40, somewhere around in there, a 0.40. Okay, so already you can see the direction I'm kind of going with this. Let's see here. Where was my style strength? I have my style strength on low. And contrast, I pulled my contrast back a little bit. I felt it was a little too contrasty, to like around a 0.84. And my saturation, it's on 0.75. I didn't touch it. Let's see, the style was low. Then I smoothed my edge. I took my edge and I pulled it the whole way to the right, just to really smooth that out. See how it gets really smooth on the edges here, which I really like. Left the sharpness where it was at, and the suppress artifacts, I pulled that the whole way to the right. I wanted no artifacts in there, but already you can see it looks kind of cool. It's a nice looking piece of art right now. I'm going to left click on the canvas so you can see here's the before and here's the after. So it's kind of fun, right? I'm liking that. I think what I might want to do is let the name of this book, which is what called Charms. I'm going to let the name of that book come through a little bit. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get a layer mask here and let's see, get a brush here and transparency. I'm not going to totally bring it back to the original condition, but I'm just going to make this transparency kind of like a lighter gray color here. I'm going to adjust my radius here, make it a little bit smaller, softness at 50, edge of wears on, doesn't really matter here. I'm just going to paint across here, see if we can get that. Yeah, just have that name of that book in there, right there, just like that. I think it adds some interest to it. I just want to stress a point here when you're using this AI remix filter. Don't let it throw you, because you see that I pulled this opacity back to a 0.40. And again, originally it looked like this. So, well, and I made some alterations here, changed the blend mode and things like that. But you might say, well, gosh, I could never use that. But don't forget, play with these opacities, because when I pulled this back to like a 0.40, look how it takes on a whole different characteristic. So the big thing about using Topaz software, or any software for that matter, is experimentation. Experimentation is the key. If you don't play around with things, you're never going to know how these things work. So I really want to stress that to you right now. The next filter we're going to use is, let's come up here to add filter, will be the impression filter. Now I love this filter right here, and I'll show you what I did with this filter. Okay, starting out, blend mode is going to be on normal. And I went through and experimented with different brushes here. These are just the default settings. And I ended up with, after playing around here with Type 06, I felt was the brush I really enjoyed here. And then my strokes here. And this is a really cool adjustment here. You have strokes low, medium, or high. And I generally don't use high a whole lot, but I experimented with high. And I thought that the high strokes looked the best because I got a little more definition in the image here. It was a little more, it didn't abstract it as much in the high position. So I kind of like that. And then I played around with the size of my brush, and I ended up with, I was experimenting. I play around with this, and I ended up with like around a 67. I thought looked really nice, okay, for the vision I had. And then the volume of the brush, the paint volume, let's see, I pulled that up to like a 0.55, somewhere around in there. And that just lets the paint start showing through a little bit more. So see, if I take it the whole way up, you can see what it's doing there. But I ended up with around a 0.55. I thought that looked pretty good, right around in there. And then the paint opacity, I pulled that up to show me a little more paint showing through here, and I pulled that up to like a 0.73. I'll take it up the whole way so you can see what it's doing there. But I ended up around a 0.73. And again, experimentation is honestly the key here. You got to play around. And other than that, well, I did end up thinking, well, that's just way over the top for me. So I wanted to pull the opacity back. So again, I'm playing with the opacity. I'm going to pull it back. And I think I ended up around a 68. So somewhere right there. There's a 68 right there. And I was happy with that. I think that looks really nice. And the only other thing I did was I came down to painting progress, because I was really enjoying the way this image looks. I figured I'm not touching anything else. So I went to painting progress, because I always go here at the end and I start to pull it back. And watch how the image paint changes when I pull this. It takes us through the different painting progressions here. So I kept going, and I went the whole way back, and you can see what it did. Now watch, I'll take it up that's at 0. Now watch, I'll take it up slowly. See that? It's acting as if you were actually painting the image. You're roughing it in as a painter here. And I ended up with a spot between 0.11 and 0.20 I thought looked good, because I like the abstract quality. Now there's 13, that looks good. Let's try 11. There's 11. I do like 11. That's actually the one I used, 0.11. But then I thought in between here, and just take it one notch at a time there. Say I'm at 15, 16. See how it's changing as I go through there? But I think I'm going to go with 0.11. I think that looks really Whoops, I'm at point 12. Let's go to point 11. Okay, there's point 11 right there. Now, if I left click the canvas, here's the before and here's the after. So, yeah, I thought that was looking really nice here. And, okay, and you can still see my book is showing through here, the charm. So then I went up to the layer mask and got a brush. And again, I want to let that show through a little bit more there. So I'm going to take this transparency. I'm going to keep it pretty dark here. So, but I just want to remove a little bit of it. I'm going to change my radius down a little bit. Let's paint across here and see what result we get here. Yeah, that charm shows through. If that was shown through too much, I could pull this opacity more to the right here to make it lighter gray and go across it again. And let's try that. Now let's move it even further up to the right. I wanted to say charms, but I wanted to still maintain that painterly look. Okay, that's probably too much. Let's come around like a 47, somewhere right around in here. Okay, cool. And then if you want to, you can experiment with your flowers. Like you can maybe remove some of the effect off the flower, like there. I think that's too much effect removed. So I'm going to take this transparency and slide it further to the right. And this is how you adjust your masking. So you take less off. Maybe this flower too. Let's take a little bit off of there. Yeah. Maybe I'll take even more off that one. But we can play around and just in the center of it there maybe. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Maybe these flowers right here, or these, whatever these things are. I don't know what they are. Just show a little bit of that coming through. And, you know, maybe pick another flower or two that you might want to bring out some detail in. How about this flower right here, and this guy, and this one? Yeah, maybe something like that. And let's try this one. And if you get one that you don't like, you can just do an undo here. Just click undo, and that'll undo it there. And maybe this guy hiding in here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Now let's left click on the canvas. There's our before and there's our after. Okay, so we started out with AI Remix. Let me go ahead and shut off the impression layer, okay, by clicking the eyeball on the impression layer here. And here's the AI Remix layer. Now when I ended up with that urban art preset, I really like this swirly pattern here, and it got my mind thinking. Because let me show you the original image. So I'm going to left click on the canvas. So see how the background is very plain and kind of boring? I mean, it's nice as a photograph, but I'm thinking as a piece of art, wouldn't it be nice to have some more strokes back in there, like brush strokes? But then I have this these swirly patterns that AI Remix has added. And now when we add some impression painterly on top of that, now impression is painting over these swirly patterns and giving me this beautiful brush stroking in here. So I think this really turned out really cool using AI Remix in conjunction with impression. And I'm really happy with the way that worked out. So let's go ahead and save this out. So I'm going to click accept, and we'll send that right back into Photoshop. Here we are back in Photoshop. Let's option click the background layer. Here's the before and here's the after. But you notice right here, these are some ribbons coming down here and over here. And they are showing through in my artistic rendering here. So I think I want to get rid of those. And I just noticed those after I got back into Photoshop here. So I'm going to put a blank layer here, blank pixel layer. Get my healing brush. You can type your J key on your keyboard to get your healing brush. And I'm just going to simply paint over some of these areas where that was, just to break that up and get rid of that ribbon right there, because that was bugging me a little bit. This one here is not so bad, but I'm going to just try to get this in one fell swoop like this. Yeah, and that gets rid of that. And then there's a little bit over here. I'm going to get rid of that, and maybe right here. Yeah, and that cleans it up. You know, I'm really happy with that. That was bugging me. So let me shut this layer off. But that's how easy it is to heal that. And I know somebody was going to see that and say, hey, Dave, what? You should have fixed that. And I would have said, I agree, but I figured I'll fix it now. So let's option click the background layer. Here's the before, and here is the after. Topaz Studio 2, my creative toolbox, and I hope it's becoming your creative toolbox as well, because that's truly what it is. I love this piece of software. Hey, if you enjoyed this tutorial today, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe and click that bell notification icon. And then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified about it.